Hey guys, in this video I'll tell you how you can make your own Crosshair game in Python programming language. So I'll be using pygame for this. Pygame is a library that allows you to make 2D games in Python. So you should definitely check out its documentation if you're new to pygame. That will be available at www.pygame.org right here, and you should definitely check out its cool methods to learn more about it. So I'm going to close my Chrome window and come back. So it's not a built-in module, so we'll need to install it using our pip. So simply open command prompt, cmd, type in cmd, and then type pip and hit enter. Now if you get some big data like this, then you're good to go. But if you don't, there might be a problem in your path variable or some other problem. You should definitely check out my video if you have such problems. I'll drop by a link down in the description. So I'm going to clear this all. And now to install pygame, I'll write pip install pygame. Now on hitting enter, in your case it should tell collecting pygame, then it'll start installing it, but for me it's telling me requirement already satisfied because I've already installed pygame. I'll show you. Now here type import pygame, and if you get some message like this, then pygame is successfully installed. But if you get some error like there's no such module such as pygame, then of course you might not have installed it properly or exited the command prompt window before it is even installed. So okay, now let's come to our main program. I have all the assets we need for making our Crosshair game. So I'll go ahead and import all the modules. Import. First I need pygame, then OS, then sys, and then random. Now I'll need to initialize it using the init method. Now I will create a screen and simply call it screen. The variable is screen. pygame.display.setMode. This method takes two arguments that is supposed to be the width and height of the screen, width and height in tuple. I'm going to define these two variables right here. Width equals 800 and height equals 600. That looks pretty decent on my screen, so I'm going to now set the captions. pygame.display.set caption, and this method, set caption method, takes one argument that is supposed to be the title of our window. So I'm going to simply do it crosshair, and now it's done. Now we'll be needing a while loop that's gonna handle all our events. It's gonna check all the things, like if I've already clicked the X button or the minimize button or the restore button and all those things. Now to make it, I'll simply create a while loop that runs until I click this X button, this red X button. For event, now I'm looping through all the events in the pygame using this set of code. If event.type double equals pygame.quit, whoa, what happened to my spellings? Quit, then pygame.quit and sys.exit. Now I'll show you. Okay, now there we have our screen ready. Now you can see if I click the X button, then it closes the window and terminates all whole program, as I did in these two lines, pygame.quit and sys.exit. So I hope you understood that. Now let's move further. So now I'll be using the image submodule to load my images that are present in this asset folder. I have that path also. So let's go ahead and load that in a variable. Background equals pygame image dot load. I want to load. First I need to join these two folders paths, so I'm going to copy these paths. Okay, so I've decided to put my path in a variable, and that should be path equals all this path, and I'm going to make it a string so that it won't cause any errors, like it's not defined or something, and make it a raw string so that these backslashes don't matter. So I'm going to load it in the path, and the name of the image I want to load is bggreen.png. So it should be bggreen.png, and make sure that you do this png extension. It's very important. Now all we have done is we have loaded the image. Nothing's gonna happen now. I'll show you what I mean by that. So here you can see that nothing is happening. The image is not appearing on our screen. So to load it on the screen, I'll be using the split method. So screen.split. So this method needs two arguments that are supposed to be what we need to draw, and that's the background, and what coordinates we need to draw. So I'll go with the top left, that's a 0, 0. And now one more thing, I need to update the screen so that any changes I make in the while loop should be updated. So pygame.sprite.Update is what I'll be using. Now I'm going to run this program and see. Okay, now we have our little background right here. Now how we can make it bigger? So we'll use the scale method that belongs to this transform submodule, and I'll just override this variable, and it will contain transform.scale, and inside it what we need to scale, it's background, and by what? It's new width and height. That is supposed to be the width and height of our screen, because we want it to be big as our screen. Width and height, and be sure that you put them in a capital, put them in tuples, because it will assume that you've given it 3 arguments if you don't put it in these parentheses. Now I'm trying to run this. Okay, now it's full screen now. So I hope you understood this much. Now we'll be creating our player. Okay, so I'm going to create my player here, and I'll make a class for our player and call it class player, and I want it to inherit from pygame.sprite.Sprite. Make sure you capitalize the right word. And now I'm going to initialize the variables that I'll include here. Well, I don't think I'll be needing any variables, so cell.image equals pygame.image.load. Yeah, I forget about one variable that's supposed to be the picture. Now pictures, simply picture, pygame.image.load picture. Okay, so now it should load the image, but I think I forgot to join the path with it. Path join, and one more variable that's supposed to be the picture path. Okay, now there we go. Now we need a rect that should be following around it. I'll be using this rect to position my image, this player image. That should be following our mouse. Equals cell.image.get rect, and that should be with no arguments. Now I'll create a update method and call it simply update. In this I will position my image. So I'll write cell.rect.center equals cell.pygame.mouse.getPosition pos. Now let's create an instance, an object to our class. So I'll do it right here and call it player. So let's do it. Player equals player, and it needs 2 arguments that are supposed to be the picture and then picture path. So the picture is called crosshair outline large.png, and the path will be our path. Now we need to create our group, so I'll call it player group equals pygame.sprite.group, and in this group I want to add my player sprite. Player group dot add player. Now what we'll be doing is drawing this player group, and right here player group dot draw and over to the screen. Okay, now also we'll need the update method. Now there's one thing about sprites. Whatever we write in this update method of this player sprite, it goes to this and it's get updated. I'll show you what I mean by that. Update with no arguments, as we have set it with no argument. Okay, so now I'm going to run my program now and see if that works. Okay, we have an error. Okay, yeah, I understood the error. I think I forgot to call the super method, because that might have overridden this pygame.sprite.Sprite, the super class. I mean the base class, or super you can call it. I'll call it right here. And any error now? No. Okay, it's good now. I hope you can see this. Now this is following our mouse everywhere it goes. Now there's one more thing. I don't want my mouse to be over the screen, so what I'll do for that, I'll set the mouse to be invisible. And how we can do that? It's simple. I'll create a command and call it mouse and use the mouse submodule to set it invisible. Pygame.mouse that set visible and give it a boolean value that's supposed to be the false, because we don't want it on our screen. Okay, now I hope you cannot see the mouse, or I think I forgot to record my mouse, but it's not visible now to me. Okay, now I'm going to quit this. Now all we'll be needing is the target, so I'll similarly create a class, and let me copy this. Copy and paste right here. Change the names to target and picture file. That's alright. No, I don't want it to be right here. I don't want any update method to be right here. So okay, but I need the X and Y positions, or that can be random too. Yeah, that can be random. So I'll declare them right here. So that X equals random.randint. What's our height and width? It's down, I guess, 800 and 600. So I'll type in the X should be between 50 to 750, and the Y, so that equals random.randint, random randint to be 50 to 550. Now, yeah, I'll be needing the update method too. I forgot. I just erased it because I thought I didn't need it, but I need it to position the image. So I'll type in cell.rect.center equals cell.x and cell.y. Basically the center X and center Y. And now I'll create an instance for that too. So target, but I want it to appear multiple targets, so I'll use a for loop for I in range, say like 5 or 3 would be better. I think the targets are too big. Target equals target. And now what is it? What does it need? It's picture and picture path. So I'll copy the name of the picture. Okay, so it is called target color.png and the path is the path. Now I'll need to create a group first and call it target group equals pygame.sprite.group, and then I won't do anything to groups here but to here, target group dot add target, and here I would call all these things. Target group dot drawing method, and also about updating them, update. Yeah, let's run this now. Okay, now we have our targets. There are 3 targets, but if I click on them, nothing is happening. So I'll need to give them a collision method too. So I'll jump into my player class and create a method that's supposed to be the shoot method. Def shoot self. And here I'll do all the collisions and stuff. So I'll write pygame.sprite.Sprite collide, and then what we collided from our player instance and the target group, and also true. You'll see why that's true. Here, if I click the mouse button down, if event.type w equals to pygame.mouse button down, then player.shoot. Okay, now let's see what happens if I run this code. Okay, now let me try to shoot this. Okay, now it goes off the screen as expected, but if I do that, the both goes off the screen. So I hope you can fix that thing, but that's too long for this video. You can see it's working pretty good. Thank you guys, that's it for this video. I hope to see you again in next video. Till then, bye bye.